Today on the channel, we burn one down with our old friend Shaggy Rogers from the Jada Toys Scooby-Doo line.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again with another Jada Toys unboxing and review. And today in a plot twist, we got something new for the collection from Jada Toys. We got Shaggy Rogers from their Scooby-Doo toy line. But for all your Scooby-Doo needs and a whole lot more, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there, and deal I got is I did get these at Jay's Toys and Games. Currently, as I'm filming this, up on their website right now, and you too can save 15%. And this is a line I've been kicking on the tires on for, I guess we saw these, was it San Diego Comic-Con 2024 we first saw these, then saw them again here in 2025. And me growing up, of course, a kid in the 80s, I love me some Scooby-Doo. Of course, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, we'll never forget that with our friend Vincent Price. But I love Scrappy, I love Scooby, I love all the incarnations of Scooby-Doo from, what is that, late 60s, 70s, and definitely the 80s. Lost track of them in the 90s and so forth. But however, absolutely loved Scooby-Doo growing up. Very nostalgic, very iconic to me. So I'm like, man, this is something I really want to get into, but do I want to start another toy line? Well, as you can see right here, so the power of Scooby-Doo propelled me to pick this one up, and maybe add them over there at Jay's Toys and Games too, maybe twisted my arm a little bit, but had to get these in the collection is what I decided. And unfortunately for me, I did sell my Scoob van. I got this many moons ago with the Scoob movie. I had the Mystery Machine. I just recently sold that like 2 years ago or something. I guess not so recently, but I wish I had that now to go along with these. That's what happens every once in a while there. But once in a while, we do a review on this channel. We do these reviews like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're doing this one by himself. We'll do a little add-on comparison, I guess, later in this video. And we're going to see what all the fuss is about right here. But I will have a second video with the Creeper and the Mummy, so stay tuned for that video on the channel. But without further ado, let's see what Shaggy Rogers from the Scooby-Doo line is up to right here. How about a little Shaggy right here? Now, Shaggy ready to burn one down, of course, the pothead with the heart of gold. And he never called him out as a pothead, but we knew what was going on. He had those munchies all the time. And did anybody else be like me as a kid wanting a Scooby snack so bad that you maybe even tried your own dog treats once upon a time? Just me, Todd McFarlane? I don't believe it. I believe there's other people out there that have tried a dog treat a time or two. Just wondering, of course. But Shaggy looking amazing in the packaging here. Quite the packaging on this. I do like the effect, but at first, when I first saw the packaging, I thought it was a scuffed packaging. You get that little cloud haze, kind of the spooky haze going on right there. I thought that was like scuffing on the package, but that is part of the packaging. Looks pretty good. 2 heads for Shaggy over here as well. Iconic looking Shaggy in the package. It does say Shaggy Rogers, and that's a really weird thing for me is I guess I knew it was Shaggy Rogers, but you just always hear Scooby and Shaggy. You never hear Shaggy Rogers, and I think that came more prominent, at least in my brain, when they had the live action movies of Scooby-Doo. There was more Shaggy Rogers talk in that. Maybe that's just me once again. 13 and up, you 12-year-olds, you can't handle Scooby-Doo. And I just actually asked my daughter, who's 10 years old, right before I came downstairs, said, hey, have you ever seen an episode of Scooby-Doo? And she said, guess what she said, Todd? She said no. And she couldn't name anybody but Scooby. And I said, I have failed as a father. I have failed as a father. But she has watched a video where some guy lived in the subway for 24 hours straight. So she's doing something right, I guess. Who knows? But Scooby, Shaggy, the whole gang, I hope they complete all of them from Jada Toys here in the future. I got to think they're going to get the whole gang there. And a lot of the monsters, you know what I mean, along the way. But we're starting with Shaggy, and in a power move, no Scooby in Series 1. That's a strange move, if you ask me, but it is what it is. Scooby on the side, Scooby-Doo on the side, and then, of course, one Shaggy Rogers down here, Scooby-Doo on the side there, of course, and Shaggy again. And then on the back, no real cross-sell or anything like that, which I find to be very interesting. Just Shaggy doing his thing. Very lightweight packaging on these as well. Jada Toys 2025. You got the whole Mystery Machine gang down low. So you know we got to get that Daphne and Velma eventually. Oh, we better. And there's that spooky house. I can just hear the theme song getting ready to start right there. I think you know what I mean. See you later. Goodbye. Uh-oh, they're going the McFarlane route. What? You consulted? Todd McFarlane from the Couch City consulted on this line. Said, guys, use the twist ties. As many twist ties you can get in these figures, you got to do it. And it looks like they really listened, Todd, because twist ties all over on old Shaggy Rogers right here. We're going to get him out of the package. Hopefully out of the package soon. Don't want to cut any fingers off, though. It's always a dangerous game. We know this twist tie game by now. It's good to see you consulting on the side, Todd. Helping the next generation out, of course. There's little Shaggy as I get a twist tie right in my face. What are we doing? Nobody likes twist ties in their face. Oh, we got tape. Doesn't seem to be Cambodian tape, Todd. Oh, they couldn't afford it? See you later, goodbye. They couldn't afford the Cambodian tape. It's a new line. Well, that makes sense, too, I guess. Some Scooby snacks. Oh, my gosh. But I don't know. This is pretty good knockoff Cambodian tape, if you ask me. It's pretty tight in here. We do get one Scooby snack, which is just screaming for the carpet monster is what that thing's screaming for. These twist ties out of here. We got one hand left. One hand. Here we go. Our long nightmare is over. Out of the package. There it goes. See you later. Let's start with the accessories as we usually do. We got a gripping hand and kind of a gripping hand, and then we got two kind of splayed out hands. Probably the Shaggy, oh my gosh, I'm so scared hands holding his hair or holding his eyes. Something like that. So we do get these two hands right here. Looking pretty good. Now we do get Scooby snacks. You know I'm here for a Scooby snack or two. Are Scooby snacks cookies? Are they dog treats? Nobody really knew. And in my brain, Shaggy was just so high on the sweet leaf. The sweet leaf, is that what we'll call it, Todd? He was so high on the sweet leaf, like a young Black Sabbath back in the day, that he was just eating dog food. He didn't care. And, Fred and Velma and Daphne and everybody else, these guys, that's cheaper than buying Ritz crackers or something like that. We'll just feed them all dog food. And they were all into it. They were all into it. So shout out to them. But we do get, I was going to say like a cereal box. That's what it kind of reminds me of, I guess. Scooby snacks on there. Patented blue and green. And then you got the Scooby logo looking very nice. Looking good. You do got an open top there, and I guess you could put this inside if you wanted to. It will fall out if you needed to. And it is a Scooby snack. It almost looks like a small piece of burnt toast, but I'm going to put that back in there. I wish there was a way for this to stay in there, and I could just keep it in there. I guess you could tape it or something. But I could see a lot of people losing this one. And if you're in the future, welcome, of course, to the past. But let's say somebody's watching this in 2030, and they're looking at this like, oh, I'm going to buy this Shaggy figure, but it's loose. Well, you got to make sure you get that Scooby snack with it or else save a little bit of money, of course. But now, let's dive into Mr. Rogers here. Shaggy Rogers doing his thing. Now, this isn't quite a Street Fighter figure. That's what most people are thinking with Jada toys, maybe Mega Man figures as well. Not quite the articulation, not quite the stylistic approach of that, but there's no mistaking. If you're familiar with Scooby-Doo, unlike my daughter, of course, you would know this is Shaggy when you see it. Got the painted on kind of goatee. I don't know, whisker hairs, I guess we'll call that there. He's got a nice smile on him. Got the big bright eyes going there. Got a little bit of a cowlick in his hair. Is that what they call him? A cowlick? That's what they used to call him in the back in the day. I have one, or whatever you call it, where your hair sticks up in a spot. I remember as a kid when I'd have short hair, I'd have to use like some hair gel or some hairspray to keep that part down. Wild times back in the day. I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about there. But it does look like Shaggy, no issues. Now, the second head here, a little bit more wild. This is probably the head I will use for Shaggy. You got the open mouth, and everybody likes a little bit of tongue from Shaggy, I think. Very white teeth on him, so maybe he's not partaking in the Scooby snacks so much, but he does got white teeth, a very scared face on him, same hairdo going on. Really comes down to, as usual, choose your own head adventure, and Shaggy, I think, makes more sense than the screaming scaredness, at least on my shelf for sure. But now diving into Shaggy himself, got that iconic green shirt and those maroon pants, we'll call it. Doesn't really have a whole lot in his wardrobe. He's spending all of his money on other green things, I think is what he's doing. But looking okay here, looks like Shaggy. Once again, there's no mistaking any of this for anybody else. He does got quite the giraffe neck that would make Jeffrey blush. Of course, Jeffrey, the most famous giraffe of all time. Prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Long neck on this guy right here. And then arms all the way around on this one. No bicep cut. Oh, there's bicep cut right inside the shirt there, looking good. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Ooh, that's some fancy hits I like to be played with. He does got the hand here to hold the Scooby snacks. So you got the little pinching hand there if you need to do that. You do get the waist articulation very up high. plus a lower waist articulation. So double articulation, a little bit more articulation than I assumed. And Todd, we knows what happens when you assume, of course. Decent splits as well. Thought this was going to be more blocked, but he's got the slits in the side of his shirt, so he can do those full-on Shaggy splits that he was known for around the back of the Mystery Machine, of course. Leg goes up, thigh cut inside there. Look at that. The hits continue. Double-jointed, pinless knees, and then you get those big old boots back and forth, side to side, up and down. No holes in the feet, though. No holes in the feet, and he is made in China, for those keeping track at home. No Vietnam special for old Shaggy right here, but I do wish he fit on a stand. That would be nice because he's a little awkward size, but he should be able to stand okay, just like so. So Shaggy, a power player, if there ever was one in the Scooby-Doo universe, you got to have him. The only guy I think that's more important to have, honestly, is Scooby, and it is a little bit of a head scratcher. And yes, Todd, I checked. I do not have lice. I got the old tongue depressor out. I made sure I didn't have it, but I was scratching my head that Scooby wouldn't be in Series 1. Feels like that's a guy that's got to be in Series 1. Almost feels like a Super 7 Ultimate Simpson situation. I don't think we're going to have that problem. At least I hope not. But hopefully we get Scooby soon. I hope Series 2 comes on the heels of Series 1 fairly quickly. We'll see what happens there. But fret not, friends. I do have a Scooby in my collection already. I said I can finally bring this one out. One of the strangest WWE Mattel releases of all time. Of course, there was that WWE Scooby-Doo crossover event of a lifetime generation, whatever you want to call it, and they did get figures from that. And I think Scooby came with John Cena, and I think there was a 2-pack with Sin Cara as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this Scooby definitely can work with these Jada toy figures, and that's where he's going to go until an official one does come my way. But very, very cool. This actually works really, really well together, so I like the looks of that. I'm here for that. Like I said, I kicked the tires for a while on this, basically 2 years it almost felt like. But once it gets in my face, once it's there, it's the hot new toy. It's a property I'm very nostalgic for. And believe you me, I love some Scooby-Doo. I could very easily say it's probably a top 5 cartoon for me growing up as a little kid. Obviously, you got your G.I. Joes, your Transformers, your Cops. Don't forget the Cops. But Scooby-Doo is in that mix for me. And I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo as a little kid, like maybe a lot of you did as well. So I'm very excited about this line. Seemingly right now, I'm all in. We'll see what happens. We'll see how deep this one goes. Will this be a 10, 15, 20 series set? I don't think so. To me, you get maybe 5, 6 series tops and you call it a day. We'll see what happens. But I hope we get Flim Flam. I hope we get Scrappy Doo. And give me Vincent Price too while we're at it. Let's get everything. Let's get all different universes. Let's get the Blue Falcon. Let's get all that stuff going from all the different spin-offs. Can we get the Globetrotters involved? Can we get the Three Stooges, Batman and Robin? There's a lot of meat on the Scooby-Doo universe bone. So could see this going a little farther in the future. We'll see, though. We'll stay tuned. But what's your thoughts? You picking up Shaggy Rogers? You picking up any of these in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You guys know that by now. YouTube channel membership's also a thing. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com if you need to email me. And of course, The Kyle Peterson Show, my weekly podcast every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with bonus video cast on YouTube. For Scooby-Doo, Shaggy Rogers, Jada Toys, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?